actually, you know what? 1 second. Let me just turn the light off. On. I mean, not. Go. Alright, everything going well? Looks like it streams all fine, so I'll get started, I guess. Hi everyone, welcome back. More Umineko. It's Umineko time because I had to. When we last left off, we're on episode 5, and when we last left off, I realized that the plot to episode 5 is Umineko is being played by two people who don't actually give a shit about Umineko and are just doing this to stave off time because they are sorry, it's to do this to buy time to stave off boredom because they're just bored. They have nothing better to do with their lives, so they decide, you know what? Why don't we play Umineko this time? Meanwhile, Battler, the actual protagonist of Umineko, is trying to figure out why Umineko is even happening, why these events are even happening, why Beatrice does what she does, because he still doesn't really understand. And to be fair, neither do any of us. Like I realized it now, just sort of trying to summarize that in my head, that man, this game has gotten incredibly meta, and we are only on to episode 5 of 8. Like, this feels like something that it's so meta that it feels like we're getting close to the end, but like there's no way we aren't. We are just starting the second half of this game. So anyway, when we also left that stuff, basically, I wanted to go for another. I wanted to go for one more scene, one more chapter. Not chapter. One. I don't even know what you call it until the chapter transition thing. But then Erica started pulling out magic witch hunting bullshit, and it made me realize there's probably going to be a lot more to go, and my voice was getting sore, so my throat, I guess, was getting sore, so I just decided to quickly end it off for the day, and I'm back because I need to finish it up. It doesn't feel good to end your episode off in the middle of a chapter scene because you don't really remember what's happening when you come back to it next time. So this kid right here. Wait. Okay, wait. No, this is okay. I okay. What? We just got introduced to this person. Then, Lanor Enox, a member of the Eisfern Jungfrau and the 7th District Apprentice Enforcement Agency of the Great Court of Heaven, a head inquisitor of heresy and a first-class archbishop, who is commonly known as Lanor of the Ten Wedges or Death Sentence Lanor. The name Death Sentence comes from the fact that, though inquisitors of heresy normally judge their targets to see whether they deserve the death penalty or not, head inquisitor Lanor is only dispatched after a case has been very rigorously inspected by the Great Court. Therefore, the very act of displacing her is equivalent to a sentence of death. What the fuck is even? Her father was a legendary inquisitor of heresy, but he broke the rules and was executed. She was the one who performed this interrogation and execution. Since the time she has stopped growing, both her body and mind remain eternally those of a young maiden. It was for her heart also died at that moment, but she does not see it this way. The primary weapons are the red key and the blue key, which take the form of a long sword and a short sword, like fucking Miyamoto Musashi from Fate, the female version from Fate Grand Order. What am I looking at? There's so many levels of chuny bullshit. Anyway, is that new person in the human world now? No. I guess I'll have to figure out who this person is now. What is with this guy's leotard fetish? Please allow me to speak. Let it be known that entering or exit through this door is impossible. Palace guards are ordered to blockade the study door. The doors to heaven open with a strong, unrelenting radiance like the sun, announcing the arrival of Lanor's underlings. Those words were clad in the red truth and cut off the witch's method of escape. Oh, hey, it's the bunny girl. Wait, aren't the bunny girls like... Hang on, okay. It's been some time, great lady Beatrice. Okay. We formed a precision blockade on the study door, yeah? Aren't these supposed to be, Maria's, like, ceramic rabbit toys? I don't even know anymore. Allow me to speak. From last night at 2300 until the present time, the study door was not opened even once. And whose barrier was that? What is that scrap of paper? It's a completely ordinary receipt. Oh! Wait, this is... When he came out of the study, Ava saw a chance and wedged the receipt into the crack of the study door. I swear this happened in a previous timeline. I can't remember who did it. Father couldn't possibly have opened this door! Rudolph, the window is locked, right? Yeah, the windows are all locked. You can't open them from the outside. Allow me to speak. Note that the windows were all locked. Palace guards blockade all the windows. By the name of Eisern Jungfrau, I give the palace guards permission to make use of forbidden weapons. Understood. Entire force, permission granted to use forbidden weapons. Red warhead. Begin transmitting activation. Like, this is... They're just... The fuck is happening? This really is just like a bunch of kids playing make-believe in their head. My, I should be doing the welcoming, but it seems I'm the one being welcomed. I'm grateful for the courtesy call, and you even brought the Chester sisters. Allow me to inform you that your paths of retreat have been cut off. Command Tlanor, let us now remove the sin and purify. You've done well, Miss Beatrice. I've had your paths of retreat terminated. You cannot leave through the door, nor can you leave through the windows. Therefore, escape will now be prohibited. You think you shut me in with this alone? The Inquisitor of Heresy in heaven and her subordinates surrounded the witch. Demons tend to resist capture and as a result they sometimes escape. However, angels counter by blocking off passages of escape, allowing them to eradicate their targets without fail. In other words, this study was a perfect close room from the time Nazi Nasan claimed she said goodnight to the time Rudolph opened the door. In that case, Father would have had to be here. But there's not even a trace of it. Come on, what the hell's going on? Kinzo, I was just playing around, but it seems our guest has no such intentions. Let's withdraw before we lose our chance. I believe this was written on my files. An elusive phantom can appear from anywhere and disappear to anywhere. As long as Kinzo has me, it'll be impossible to capture him. This is the study of the Ushiromiya family head, and it is also a room that Father helped to design personally. Would it really be so strange if he had some way to get outside without using the door? Ooh, clever. Yes, that's correct. There would be nothing strange about the master having a hidden door. Hidden door? When would that be? It's a hidden door, so I don't know. There are several devices and hidden doors in this mansion that only Father knows of. No one has seen them directly, but everyone in this mansion knows about them vaguely, correct? I see. So it's devil's proof. You're saying we can't deny the possibility that a hidden door exists in this room. That's nonsense, a farce! Proof is unnecessary. It's the devil's proof. It's impossible to find the hidden door, and therefore impossible to disprove that it exists. Therefore, no one can deny the possibility that Kinzo escaped from the study through a hidden door. Uh-oh, the red truth. I will not allow a hidden door to exist in this room. Why can someone like you, who is neither the owner of the study nor the game master, even the red truth? And what was that? What do you mean you will not allow hidden doors to exist? It's because this is the mystery genre. Nox's third. It is forbidden for hidden passages to exist. Hidden doors mustn't exist in the mystery genre. Sorry about that. In this world, there are no other gods except our gods, and no hidden doors exist. They must not exist, and we won't let them exist. I wonder what a speech pattern is like in Japanese. I can't read it or understand it, but let's just do it. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. Not pride in you to shuck a witch. So what is the metaphor of this in real life? It seems this is an opponent we'll be able to escape from easily after all. Please don't entertain me, Beatrice-san. You should at least serve some tea for your guests. It's possible that after slipping out of the door, Kinzo noticed the trick with the receipt and correctly returned it to its original place. Denial of that with the red has already been finished. After 23 o'clock, the doors of the study was not opened even once. Kinzo might have been a marvelous magician and inventor, right? He might have invented... Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing that. Oh, so you can examine every drug in the world, you can deny the existence of unknown scientific devices? No way you can, it's a devil's proof! I will repeat, by the name of God, I will not let such a drug or machine exist. I will not allow them to exist for all eternity. Not even in the future? Oh, so you think you can even deny possibilities in the future of the human race? It's Nox's fourth. It is forbidden for unknown drugs and hard to understand scientific devices to be used. Well, I'd already heard the rumors, but our compatibility really is awful. Setting the dreams, hopes, and even future possibilities would be forbidden. Pride of gods is overwhelming. I'd expect no less from a witch hunt executioner. It seems we'll never be able to enjoy a drink together. Is that all? There was no need for me to come here. I'm disappointed. I'm not done yet. I was just editing a few moves just now. I merely wish to measure your abilities. How foolish. Know your place, Golden Witch. Lady Beatrice. Time for playing is over. Here I go. In that case, I shall acknowledge that Kinzo did not enter or leave the study. But then I accept your closed room. Natsuki claims to have talked with Kinzo in the study, but she never said that she spoke with him face to face. Therefore, if Kinzo is in a location other than the study, there is no contradiction. Natsuki used the internal phone line in this study to speak with Kinzo, who is in another place. There'd be nothing strange if Kinzo, who hates the relatives, predicted that they entered his study and left to go elsewhere. Might have gone to the hidden mansion Kodorian. But I'm pretty sure. I don't think this is gonna work, because I'm pretty sure. Wait, no, it all depends on whether Eva actually. No, because Eva did hear that Natsuki was in the room, so I don't know. There's a chance the Kinzo Natsuki mentioned does not refer to the person himself. Yeah, it could be somebody else or another name for this room. Sure, why not? Interesting. Is that all? Even if, as you say, this is a closed room and impossible for it to escape from, you can't deny the possibility that he's still hiding in this room. I'm not talking about a hidden door. He might be under the bed or above the ceiling. He might be hiding in a truly unobtrusive blind spot that only demons could know of, right? Or it might be that Natsuki was ordered to speak especially on Kinzo's behalf, considered herself both his representative and another Kinzo. Oh wait, they're not a Nox. Because it's the Nox's lore. Okay. This is just like... This reminds me of something, and I don't know what. I'm feeling like it's a shonen battle manga, but no, it's probably a shonen battle manga. Where it's like, at this point, it's become so overwhelming all at once that you know that the character is just gonna be like, yeah, this didn't even hurt at all. You don't violate the Noct Decalogue. It's valid. This ruthless woman killed even her father when he violated the Decalogue. So now it's like, you didn't obey the 10 laws of mystery writing. For that, you must die. Natsuki-san, let me ask again. Last night, you're sure you spoke with Ushiromiya Kendo-san, right? Yes. I have said repeatedly that I came to deliver a report for the day and say goodnight. This may be a strange thing to ask, but since it's needed to prove your innocence, please answer me straightforwardly. This Kinzo you speak of is the Ushiromiya Kendo-san we all know of, right? It isn't a different person or thing with the same name, is it? I'm not really sure what you mean. It's like this. You didn't, for instance, start calling this room itself Father after Father's death, right? That's what she's asking. You said you gave a daily report to Father before he went to sleep, right? Doesn't mean you gave a daily report to the wall here all by yourself inside the study hall, Father, right? How rude! Nothing of the sort happened. Father is father. Repeat it. Ushiromiya Natsuhi did, at 23 o'clock last night, speak with Ushiromiya Kinzo while in the same room as him. This room. Good. Then I'll ask one last thing. Seriously now, Natsuhi-san. You didn't do anything like throwing Kinzo-san out the window after your conversation and locking the window behind him, right? Because everything still makes sense if you did. Why would I want to chase father out of the window? This is intolerable. Oh, poor Natsuhi. She's being tricked so badly. All that remains is this one wedge. It was found Kinzo hiding somewhere in this room, correct? As a detective, I've searched all of those places. If I didn't find him, just where I could be hiding. Allow me to ask, just where in this study is Kinzo hiding? This is so pathetic. You just try to talk your way out of things endlessly, trying to confuse the truth. Let me borrow Slano's words. I'm disappointed, Beatrice-san. Detective's authority. The detective has the right to inspect all crime scenes. I've exercised this right. Therefore, I can say this. Kinzo-san is not inside this room. Furthermore, this room is the perfect closed room. From the above 2 points, I can state this fact. This room was empty the whole time. Natsuhi-san lied about having met Kinzo-san here last night. That makes this checkmate, Beatrice-san. How's that? Simply by the existence of this room. This level of reasoning is possible for Furudo Erika. What do you think, everyone? Sorry, Kinzo. Looks like this opponent really was tough after all. Beatrice, I thank you. You've done so much for me despite your remaining grudge. I guess it's true your life flashes by when you see death coming. I remembered how you once looked down when you were young. Well, how you once looked when you were young. You were annoyingly like Battler. I now pass on everything, my soul and the qualifications of the head. I no longer have any regrets. Battler, My apologies. How pitiful. Though I swore I'd fight with you once again, I must settle my accounts like this. It's useless. Don't think Butler might turn things around from this weakened position. I probably could have done it back in the day, and Butler could probably do it. Butler, Butler, if you are indeed the man who will inherit everything, now is the time to prove it. Don't let the legend of the Golden Witch end here. Isn't it about time to give up and confess? Culprits who are bad at giving up tend to go with bad mystery novels. At least in the end, please prove this was a slightly better third-rate mystery than that. That's useless. So useless. And just what are you calling useless? If this is a third-rate mystery, then the detective's third-rate too. Listen up. I'm gonna become grandfather. Butler? You'll become Kenzo-san? Are you saying you'll become Kenzo-san and reenact his disappearance from this room? Do you actually intend to deny my checkmate? Who? What is this man saying? Hey, new girls. This here's your first game, right? Sorry, but it's totally useless to call checkmate after a little something like that. I've been through 4 of these shits. Yeah, it's all useless. What are you talking about, Butler? Say you'll become dad? Yeah, I'll reenact it. I'll become grandfather and disappear from this room. You can't use the windows or the doors, right? How would you do it? Find a hidden door? I don't have a clue either. Interesting. I see you're the successor to the Ishirumiya family headship, the one who bears the head's ring. Should more than qualify you enough to stand in for Kinzo-san. Why don't you let us have a look at your theory? So you finally figured it out, you damn geezer. Hidden doors and hiding under the bed, all that stuff so pitiful brings a hair to the eyes. This is the Ushiromiya Kenzo we're talking about here. There's gotta be a more thrilling and exciting answer. Exactly. It'll show you what being the Ushiromiya family head truly entails. This is like a fucking manga where everyone has to make the reaction statements to every single thing that happens, you know? Natty, come over here. Now move as I tell you to. Miss Lanor. Okay. He's certain that he can succeed even without any basis. That's what it means to be Ushiromiya head, yeah? It also sounds like the Witch of Certainty, huh? Then I'll begin. Grandfather was lying in bed like this, grunting his understanding about Natty's daily report or whatever. Then I stop answering and sleep. Well, realistically speaking, I probably get tired of all that talking and only pretend to be asleep. I see that father has gone to sleep, bow silently and leave. After seeing that grandfather was asleep, Natty probably did an inspection of the room before leaving. Of course, she had Shannon and the others clean it every day, but she still checked it thoroughly herself, making sure there was no dice piling up, making sure he hadn't run out of any consumables. So what's your point? Isn't getting to show off the biggest perk to being a detective? I'm a detective. Since we're inside the study, you can probably tell, but even though we call it a study, it wouldn't be wrong to call it a second house inside the mansion. Sleeping, yep. He isn't hiding. However, there's got to be several blind spots. For example, if Aunt Nazi went into the bathroom to check the amount of toilet paper, most of the study would be outside of her range of vision. In other words, for almost every location in the study, the sole observer would have disappeared. If the observer, if Nazi goes away, so what? What next? When Grandfather noticed that fussy Aunt Nazi was leaving, he got up. Since Aunt Nazi's in the blind spot of the bathroom, it becomes possible for Grandfather to walk around the study at will. That's right, there's the sound. We know there's a loud sound when the auto lock is released. Even if Nazi was in the blind spot inside the study, she wouldn't miss hearing that. Sure, I can't break you up. But what about you over there by the window? Make sure you hold that barrier of yours up tight, because you're gonna be blasted away, okay? I'm no sheep. The head of the Ushirimiya family is an eagle, with one wing. Don't think it can keep you shut up in this study forever with just a flimsy window like that. This guy could possibly mean to... I'm not saying that Aunt Nazi here helped Grandfather escape. But what if Grandfather snuck out, keeping it a secret from Aunt Nazi? Why would Kento go out the window on his own? This is the 3rd floor, right? Is it possible? Even you've jumped up down a flight of stairs once in your life. 3 stories is nothing for Kinzo. I wouldn't put it past him. I certainly wouldn't. It's ridiculous! In that case, how did he lock a window which cannot be locked from the outside? Useless. Yeah, it's all useless. After Grandfather jumped out the window, Aunt Nazi probably noticed a slight draft. She then approached the window, realized it was wide open, and quickly closed it and locked it. Nazi couldn't have imagined that I was about the window. Yeah, so it's only natural Aunt Nazi thought Kendo was sleeping in bed. Be it as it may, this is the 3rd floor. How could a wingless human escape from the window? This isn't the answer. Did real life Peace Battler then physically jump out the window just to prove everybody that he could have done it without killing himself? Oh shit, break free, Battler jumps out of Kinto's window. That's an achievement. Well done. When you fall into the courtyard, whether you live or die, it won't change the fact that Kinzo could have defeated this closed room. You who have thrown away your life and jumped are a martyr. Well done, you have smashed our closed room barrier. Splendid, Ushiromiya Battler. However, I am the head inquisitor of heresy to Lanore Nox. I cannot allow you to escape from under my nose. Now at the end, allow me the honor of crossing swords with you. Sure, bring it on. This game is surprisingly unrelenting. Was it shown beforehand that a blind spot existed within the study for Natsuhi? If it wasn't shown, this theory will not be permitted. Noctis 8th. It is forbidden for the case to be resolved with clues that are not presented. When we entered the study, its structure was clearly described. Too bad for you. Yes, I knew. With your answer, Noxus 8th is not violated. Here it comes. No hard feelings. Yes, come. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that Kinzo's study was a small villa he created inside the mansion. Study, library, yep. Which provides multiple rooms. And it's just there could have been a blind spot somewhere within the room. Why did they explain what a study is? It makes sense in context. This entire time it's basically just it's a metaphor of a metaphor of a metaphor, of course. And in the real world, what is happening is they can't find Kinzo, and so Ava is using this opportunity to mention, hey, we actually just thought that Kinzo has been dead this entire time, and you've just been covering it up, because you are the only person who said that you saw him in the room, and what if you're lying? Then he's probably just been dead. He's just dead. And then Battler shows up, and he's like, basically all kinds of theories of how he could have exited the room were like proven to be impossible. But then Battler's like, no, because since the study is so big that it's like basically a whole room, what happened is Natsuhi saw Kinzo, went, and then she left. She was still in the study and was still just sort of looking around, making sure that everything was around, like everything was where it should be, and there wasn't any problems in his study. Then Kinzo walked out while she was not looking at him, walked out and jumped out the window and escaped. Jeez, this game is complex. I know, right? Well done. No way we'll let you escape, Beatrice, illusion of the witch. If these guys manage to escape, my closed room, my theory, I'm the detective, Erica. The Great Golden Witch isn't going to be defeated by something like that geezer's grubby study. Still just the first Twilight. I'll teach these newcomers that your game isn't that easy. By the way, I hate you for killing all my family. Crap, I think I'm in love. Are all these Shurumia family heads like this? If you were to write down the unprecedented feats of Shurumia Kinzo, you would probably have an uproarious tale longer than all the grimoires in the study put together. Seems the tale of the next head will be worth writing down as well. In fact, it already is being written. It's already a very, very long tale. Yeah, it's already fucking 30 hours of text worth. 50? Dunno. You're not bad at all. I guess all your gains toughen me up. This is impossible! Impossible! Erica. What? I'm not giving the riddle of the Golden Witch to you. I'll solve it. That riddle belongs to the two of us. Right, Beto? Indeed. My riddle is Yo? My riddle is yours. Yours alone. You show me a butler. I won't let anyone else solve it. Listen to her saying something like that. Jumped down from the third story? He's alright. He jumped down and escaped from the closed room. This is ridiculous. This isn't reason. This is insane. Everyone, I'll ask one more time. This is impossible, right? There's no way a human could jump down from the third story and land unharmed. Isn't that right, everyone? Listen, it's the power of bullshit. Don't worry, he's fine. At any rate, it looks like your closed room argument wasn't perfect. Father, you okay? Looks like he's fine, thanks goodness. Here I go. This is my bloat truth. Ushirumi Akinzo escaped from the study through the window when Unnatsuhi couldn't see him. Unnatsuhi didn't notice and locked the window. In this way, Unnatsuhi saw Grandfather go to bed, yet Grandfather was able to escape from the study without contradicting the lock of the window or the door sealed by the receipt. I've just demonstrated that it was physically possible for him to escape. Therefore, this battle is over. Pito's game isn't forgiving. It's doubtful whether the classic patterns of the mystery genre even work here. Your swordsmanship isn't bad, but you ought to be a bit more flexible in your thinking. Welcome to Beto and Vito's in my game. Welcome, Peridot Erica. How amusing, Shiromiya Battler. Good, truly good. I'll chew it to bits, this riddle of the witch, all the way deep into its guts while it's still alive. Ah, this is good stuff, Erica. That was so lame. Lady Berncastel, my apologies. That look on your face. So incredible, laughable that I'd like to smash it and put a frame around it. My double is so pathetic, lame. Yeah. Someday, I'll definitely. Ah, Shiromiya Battler, Beatrice, Shiromiya Nazi. Yeah. This reel is ours. I don't let anyone get in the way, Beatrice. Yes. I guess that's the end of the chapter. Alright. I mean, I'll go for a little bit longer, though. That's unusual. Not many people are capable of reaching this place. It's her. Oh, hi. That was a spectacular garden maze. A splendid way to enjoy the roses. Why are you here? It's been some time, Mrs. Beatrice. Oh wait, now it is Mrs. Virgilia, is it not? Long time no see, Telanor. Come over here. We aren't one to leave a guest out in the rain. Don't worry, she hasn't come to fight. Do you know her? She's one of my old friends from heaven. This really takes me back. That it does. Mrs. Virgilia possesses the deep knowledge in heavenly studies. I have often argued with her over interpretations. Oh, and many intellectual adventures with you are quite enjoyable. I'd like to do it again sometime. Yes, let's do it again sometime. I'd love to fight with you again. Is there any type of black tea you prefer? Anything. Any tea you make is superb. I have heard the rumors. How pitiable that Beatrice, the endless witch famous for her cruelty, has been reduced to this. She is no longer participating in the game. Nanvazelta is the one controlling the veto that's on the game board. I know. However, she is the original master of this world, and you are the proper guest invited by that master. That is why I have come to pay my respects. Is that why you went out of the way? Yeah, anyway. Greetings, Mr. Battler. I am Slanor Aenox. We play opposing roles, but it is a pleasure to meet you. Sure. I'm Ushiremia Battler. Pleased to meet you. Greetings, Miss Beatrice. I am Slanor Aenox. Vito? She's saying hi. She says welcome. Thank you very much, Miss Beatrice. Do not worry, I am not so foolish as to complain how my tea is served. Even though the tea is made from magic, there is a tea set hiding in the shadows, and Mrs. Virgilia is making us tea with it in secret. We interpret or judge that it was made with magic, and it is written as such in the tale. That interpretation is allowed by Noxus Ninth. Oh my, I do believe the interpretation of the Ninth is such a delicate problem that's viewed as a taboo, even in the Great Court. Even though it's just a personal opinion. It became known they had acquisitive heresy such a thing, you might be sacked. No matter what interpretation I record with, there are no lies in the taste of your tea. Therefore, I do not worry about how it was prepared. Magic that hides the result in darkness is evil. I will not permit it. However, magic that enshrouds the process is not necessarily evil. IFO is evil itself, not magic. I see. Important thing is that you're being served some tea, so it's just common courtesy to avoid complaining about how it was made. So then, is magic a gentle lie? The word lie makes it sound bad. The word embellishment is probably more fitting. When giving a child candy, you can take a crumbled one out of your pocket, or you can use some clever sleight of hand to take the candy out. The impression given by each method varies greatly. There is meaning to the fact that the result, giving them candy, has been adorned to be even more beautiful and fun. Think of when you give Maria-chan a candy. There's a huge difference between taking it out of your pocket to give it to her, and slipping it into her pocket and saying a fairy gave it to her for being such a good girl. In my opinion, it would be boorish to then question everyone about the alibis and pinpoint who it was that slipped it into her pocket. I guess you could say, without love, it cannot be seen. After I go this, I've changed my view of you a bit. And that's why I'm certain the heart isn't meaningless. That is kind of the issue. Yes, the battler that is in the game isn't actually the battler that is watching because he's. God damn it. So what kind of whim's guiding them? Trying to make it look all cool? It made me look like some kind of knight just coming in to save Beto. It's almost like Umineko is being played by a bunch of Umineko fans who are like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so cool if we made an Umineko story and then like Beatrice has to escape and then Battler saves her, and they like jump out the window and she jumps out the window and he catches her like a knight. Oh my god, the ship. Lady Lanzadelta wants both witches and humans to be in balance, resulting in a draw. With Erica's appearance, the scales tipped strongly in favor of the human side, so she manipulated the tail in a way that supports Speedo. Feels a bit weird to be praised when I didn't actually do anything. Runner, huh? I thought she was an emotionless killer doll without a heart. Maybe she actually is pretty approachable. Of course, neither of us show any mercy when fighting on the game board. There is one thing I must apologize for. What is it? It's about the fight along. Yeah, anyway. No, it wasn't luck of the draw. I couldn't just let it be, so I came here to apologize. What are you talking about? You're saying you threw the match, aren't you? That is correct, Mr. Battler. That Mister's really awkward. Just Battler works fine. Battler, I apologize. We did not give it everything we had. I know. Kinzo is dead at the starting time for all games. Vito has already spoken that truth. In that battle, Battler-kun could have only... hang on. Oh, Beto has already spoken that truth. In that battle, Battler-kun could have only achieved a draw at best. Okay. He most certainly had no chance of all at winning. You're right. If you just say that, the whole fight's already over. Why didn't you use that red? Don't tell me it was because of a stalemate or something like that. Nox's second. It is forbidden for supernatural agencies to be employed as a detective technique. We cannot use that red truth directly. However, I gave Cornelia, who was protecting the window, the red truth that the window was never opened after it started raining. Boom. That's checkmate. Why didn't that girl use that trump card? I don't understand. All of a sudden, in that instant, use of that trump card became forbidden. Once we lost that, your victory was guaranteed. The game master, Lady Lambda Delta, probably interfered. That bastard. So in the end, that whole fight was a farce in the palm of Lambda Delta's hands. She made us play out the entire act according to her script. I do not like it. However, since you told me to fight with everything I had no choice but to let you know. Please forgive me. Kinzo doesn't exist should already be established fact. Lady Lambda Delta and Lady Bern Castell should know this well, and yet they are both leaving room for Kinzo to exist as they continue in this game. It's almost as though the two are conspiring to prevent Kinzo's existence from being denied. Makes sense. In other words, they intentionally let Grandfather escape. Yes, they must be after something. That is a bit odd. Lady Lambda Delta and Lady Bern Castell should always be in opposition, unless the witch side is in a superior position. It's hard to imagine that those two are conspiring together at a time like this. I can't help but think that they have some sort of wicked goal. I came here because I wanted you to know that. I think I will leave now. The game will probably resume shortly. I must aid Erica during the rest of the game. Next is the battle of the second twilight. At that point I will once again raise my merciless longsword. So I ask the same of you, Battler. Show no mercy towards me. I understand. I want easy on you than I have my own head smashed in. On the game board I am nothing more than Lady Bern Castell's piece and Furudo Erica's subordinate. In the future we will probably stand across from each other as opponents many times. However, my heart is always neutral. No, please forget that. Such has no meaning considering the relationship between the two of us. It does. There's no doubt you're a fierce opponent, but you don't piss me off anymore. Though that Erica totally pisses me off. Good. Furudo Erica also pisses me off. Furudo Erica is a very evil entity. She has lost faith with her recent defeat and is burning with a desire for revenge. Even I don't know what she is planning. However, it can't be anything good. Please take care. Just knowing she's burned Castell's piece tells me I can't let my guard down. To think I'd serve it as a subordinate to such evil. Why was I called to this world? The one who let you into this world is Beto. This child didn't wish that you would never have been able to make it through the garden maze and arrive here. Right, Beto? Miss Beatrice, what is that you want from me? I do hope that I can help you in some way, though I may be a subordinate of evil. For all I know, she doesn't actually have a robot voice at all, but it was fun doing a robot voice. So no one can reach this golden land if Beto doesn't want them to? Yes, this child is the one who called Lenore here. So Beto called here so I could meet with her. It's true, she was, yeah, because I think she was in the I guess, yeah. I'm here, you are here. Beto is here. Solana was invited here. All of these things happened because this child wanted them to. Even the bit of time that you and Solana spent together drinking tea. Beto, what was I supposed to learn from her? Does it have something to do with finding your heart and letting you rest in peace? Is she here to help by gouging out your heart and choking the life out of you? Please stand. On one leg. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, and so now oh, good God. It's like Keith Erica is now torturing her dolls. Miss Erica, I will bear the punishment for all my subordinates' faults, as I am their superior. I ask that you let them go. No, thank you. Punishment only works because it causes pain. There's nothing interesting about an unfeeling doll girl that I can't leave a single injury on. You may not cause a physical injury, but you do injure. No, that's okay, I'm done. My anger's finally settled down, and my little grey cells are tingling again. Please call those two useless people. Okay. Let's start the reasoning game. Understood. Kenzo's disappearance was nothing more than a bonus round after the first Twilight. Let's start investigating the first Twilight itself. Listen, I'm sorry, like, I'm just streaming this game for myself. I'm not really doing it so that everybody, I'm not like, okay, everybody, you finished reading the text, I'm going to the next page now. But yeah, that's also why, like, if there's a line that I think sounds important, then I read it out loud, because it sounds important. But before we do that, did you realize we were actually given a riddle before the murders even occurred? Yes, A letter with the mark of the one-winged eagle which appeared at 24 o'clock last night, along with a knock by some person. Yep. The tale creates the illusion that the events of that instance has been possible for any human, making it seem like an unknown witch exists. Let's start by crushing this illusion of the witch. We'll first check the situation in the dining hall last night when the letter was delivered. Family conference last night was held with the adult relatives in Battler. Partway through, the servants had arrived to serve tea. Let's check everyone's location at the instant the letter arrived. How's that going then? Before the family conference, Erica, George, Jessica, Maria, Nanjo, Godo, and Kumasawa left the mansion and moved to the guest house. Of those who remained, only Klaus, Natsu, and Genji were on the second floor corridor, while all the others were in the dining hall. And the mansion was locked. I mean, there's no one inside the mansion who could have knocked and placed the letter there, right? Yes, the witch side will probably claim the one who did this was the witch who wrote the letter, Beatrice. Ridiculous. There's no guarantee the letter was placed there exactly 24 o'clock. We heard the mansion was locked, and no one outside could get in, but if someone pretended to have gone to the guest house and instead hid inside the mansion, it would have been perfectly possible for them to place the letter there. The problem is the knock, yep. Unlike the letter, someone would have to exist there at the instant of the knock. First off, we can doubt whether the knock was something hitting the door in the dining hall wall. And then there may be a certain pillar at a certain floor which, because of how the mansion's constructed, makes a noise when struck that gets transmitted down to the pillar, and that sounds just like a knock on the door to people's dining hall. Or they could have misheard some random sound to be a knock and they misconstrued it all in the same way. Or the recorded sound of a knock could have been stealthily replayed from a tape, which might have been carefully set up to go off at exactly that time. That's what she says. So what do you think? Well, it looks like QP's gave it her all taking up these blue truths, so I guess I'll be nice and give out a few reds. Well, Snotty and Genji did not even touch that letter. When Shannon and Cannon came to serve tea, who was the last human to enter the dining hall? And it was Cannon. Wouldn't it be easy if Cannon just simply dropped the letter there? Among all those inside the mansion at 24 o'clock, not a single person placed that letter in the corridor. So you can't say that no one touched it. Obviously, they just touched it when they picked it up. Of course I couldn't say that none of them touched it. So let's interpret it this way. Someone who existed outside of the mansion at 24 o'clock placed the letter somewhere other than the hallway beforehand. Then it was moved by some means and ended up placed in the hallway. Yeah, this is a classic trick where the true sender gives themselves an alibi by making them appear at a different time. The crowd no Natsuhi no Genji knocked. This isn't a limited meaning of them knocking on the door, okay? It means they didn't use a pillar to transmit the sound or whatever, yeah. Direct, indirect, intentional, coincidental, and unintentional means. Maybe someone other than Krauss, Natsuhi, or Genji made that knock, or else a sound that could be misidentified as a knock. At 24 o'clock, excepting Kraus, Natsuhi, and Genji in the second floor corridor, and all of the people in the signing hall, no humans existed inside the mansion. In addition to Kraus, Natsuhi, and Genji, none of those in the dining hall knocked on that door. In this sense, Nogia, blah 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 blah. Well, that's how this game works. Like, for the witch to win, there just has to be one doubt that's enough to say that theoretically a witch could exist. For the humans to win, all potential examples, all kinds of mysteries that might, or things that might allow a witch to exist must be destroyed. That's how this game goes. So you have to nitpick every single little fucking detail to make sure that there is no possible way. Like, you do have to explain 1 + 1 = 2, because what if 1 + 1 = 4 because witches, you know? I mean, yes, we are. So the whole thing about this episode is it's Lander and Bernie are playing the game, but the game is still the game. It's still the same game. It's just different people are taking on the roles because they're bored. They don't really give a shit about who wins or loses. They're just playing the game because they think the game's fun. So like I said, you have to, since you have to, both of them are trying, well, technically they're not even trying to win, but they're trying to at least make it look like they can win and do a back and forth. So they have to think of every possible theory they can. No one in the match can place the ladder in the hallway. This includes doing so by all concepts, such as directly, indirectly, intentionally, coincidentally, and unintentionally. Repeated. At 24 o'clock, only Erica, George, Jessica, Maria, Nanjo, Goda, and Kumasawa existed outside the mansion. was impossible for anyone outside the mansion to influence anyone inside anything inside the mansion after the family conference began. How dare you say such a thing to me, the detective, Furuzo Erika? Miss Erika, why don't we postpone the riddle develop for now? Your blue stakes found someone outside the mansion playing with the cassette tape is still valid. My master, I will solve the riddle of the letter without fail. Please allow me to postpone that for now. However, I will definitely figure out the riddle of the knock here. Sure, normally I never forgive my own peace for tame surrendering, but if you manage to solve one of the riddles, I guess I'll let it slide for now. Then it's time to get punished, Erika-chan! None of the characters must identify the knocking sound. Oh, what's that supposed to mean? Means this? They will not mistake a vowel sound very similar for a knocking sound to a real knocking sound. When you record a knocking sound on a cassette tape and play it back, it becomes the sound of the tape with a knocking sound on it, not a knocking sound. So that's no good either. In other words, every one of them would correctly recognize the knocking sound of something truly hitting the door. And they definitely wouldn't mishear it. It's totally impossible that any sound except hitting the door directly would be misinterpreted as a knock. Yep, they don't exist. After all, the Golden Witch Beatrice hit it. So in other words, there's no way to make it work unless you actually hit the door. Rob, unfortunately, this may sound stupid to say, but I think you might be thinking about this too much. I mean, there's so much shit here. If you keep nitpicking, you would be here all day. And in fact, we are still here all day. That's why this is still going. We're just talking about how somebody managed to knock on the door. Oh my god, this is my brain. I'm the detective. I'm Furuto Erika. I'm the peace and double and servant of the great Nanny Burton Castell. I'll definitely make us satisfied. Definitely. You should run me up out there. How dare you humiliate me so? Now what happens? Who and when and where even are we at this point? Okay, in the mansion. Hey, what's up? You okay? Got it, I've got it. Do you think I wouldn't understand? So I've got it. No way something as stupid could happen. What do you get? There's no way you jumped down from the third floor study. No one of us saw you fall down and land in the courtyard. When you set up the ladder from the courtyard and saw Rudolph-san go up it to the third-story window, you closely observed the construction of the outer wall and realized that by cleverly using a grain gutter, it might be possible to go down to the courtyard from the third-floor window. You didn't jump down. You used a rain gutter or something and clumsily wriggled down the outer wall. What do you think of my blue truth? Come on, what's your counter-argument? My counter-argument? You don't have a counter-argument? Then my truth is valid, right? Did you see that? Trying to look cool and making it look like you jumped down was all an illusion. You just jumped out and latched onto a rain gutter. My argument then was about whether it was possible for grandfather to escape from the study, right? It was possible for grandfather to escape through the window. All I did was prove that. Whether I jumped down or crawled down, it doesn't change anything, does it? Don't try to change the subject. I may human can't jump down from the third floor. Did you see that? Did you see that? What did you think of my reasoning, my master? Are you tired or something? Just calm down and eat some food. Oh, we really did use the rain gutter. There you go. You can't counter that, can you? You jumping down has already been denied. My truth has won. My blue truth is valid. My master, please acknowledge this. I am not incompetent or a disappointment. I will match up to your expectation without fail, so please don't abandon me, my master. Well, that's creepy. Thank you very much, great Lady Burton-Castell. I am Furudo Erika. I am my master's piece and her double. I will most certainly present you with an incredible tale. That's right, when it comes to utensils, knives and forks are pretty primitive. Chopsticks are the best. Don't you think chopsticks are the easiest way to eat salad? Well, everyone? I don't even know what's happening anymore. I think it's the end of a chapter, so it sounds like a good place to end it off. By chapter is not chapter, it's scene. You know what I mean. Oh yeah, here's the other one. Gertrude, and then, Cornelia. Oh, anybody else here? Funny girls are back. Is there anything in the human world? No, that's all the same. I don't know what's happening anymore. There's nothing in the... Oh, wait, no! There's something in tips, that's new. Oh my goodness, one of the... This is just Trini bullshit. One of the repentance enforcement agency supervised by the Great Court of Heaven. Whatever. It's tasked with heresy interrogations and execution and redemption. The Great Court of Heaven setting them only after the completion of a heresy interrogation and a guilty verdict, so they're no different from an execution squad. Their spectacular achievements are great in numbers. Other famous enforcement agencies include the SSVD of the 8th District. It's rumored that this group's leader, Wizard Hunting Right, also known as 20 Wedges, is even more powerful than Delanor. Okay, sure. This fucking game, anyway. That sounds like a good place to end it off for today. I finished the chapter. I don't know what this game is anymore. Really, I guess, like, in a way, it is almost like this guy's just like, I just want to shit post one time. I just want to play a game of like where we play Umineko and the characters don't give a shit about Umineko and they're just like just having fun with it and just make like literally controlling all of the characters to do whatever they want just to make some fun. So you could say it's a waste of time, and maybe it is, but like, there's some good writing in it at least, right? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, Neko really never ends, I guess, but it's definitely interesting, and I definitely learn a lot from reading it, so it's fun. I'll speak to you guys soon, I guess.